What up, everybody? What is good? Welcome to the Damn Dude podcast.
Damn, dude.
Where we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll make you think and say,
Damn, dude.
damn, dude. So what up, everybody? Welcome. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day. This is episode number 3, and we got a dope show for you guys. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's downloaded the show so far, listened to it, whatever you want to call it. You'll always hear me say downloaded because that's what the stats on my computer says is like, oh, number of episodes downloaded. Even if you just click play, that counts as a download. So thank you for that. We're almost at 100. Last time I checked, we were at 87, I want to say. Is that right? Let me see here. I'll tell you in real time. We are currently at 87 downloads for our first 2 episodes, and that's pretty tight. I'm pretty excited. So thank you guys. One thing is I want to tell you guys, if you listen all the way through the episode, we have an opportunity for some free gifts. I would love to extend that to my loyal listeners. I'll give you guys the details on that a little later on in the show. A few things we're going to be going over today is celebrating each other and our wins. Come on, how many times can I say this? I jump around like a motherfucker, so you can already expect that I'm all over the place. Because it's like it gets more exciting in my head. I'm like, oh no, I need to jump over here because this and that, whatever. So I get super stoked. But yeah, we're also going to talk about. We're going to go deep. I'm supposed to be talking, right? Oh, I'm hiding my face on the camera. I'm out of whack here. Anyways, talking about celebrating each other and our wins, talking about how sometimes the closest ones to us come off as the least supportive. Also talking about just about, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just start the show. I suck at doing this, telling you what it's about before we start. So yeah, fuck it. I don't do good when I try and do shit like that. One thing you'll know is like, as we're doing this whole podcast and as we go and we record, just understand that, yeah, the shit is not perfect. And I don't all the way know what I'm doing, but I do because this is my show and I can kind of do whatever the fuck I want. That's like the magic of it. I can be as weird as I need to be, and like that's totally cool. So without further ado, let's just fucking get into this shit. So we had a special request for a topic idea, which I absolutely love. So again, if you have any topic ideas or recommendations for anybody that you'd want to see on the show, hit up Apple iTunes, find our show, leave a 5-star review, and in the comment section leave any ideas, topics, questions, show recommendations, guest recommendations, anything like that. Leave those on the iTunes comment section. So one thing I want to give a shout out to an old friend from elementary school, actually. And I haven't seen her since high school. Even we went to elementary. I don't even remember if we went to the same junior high. And Mira Mesa High School.
I know Mira Mesa.
But shout out to Natalia Quintero, and she gave me this idea for the show. Before I say what her idea is, I'm gonna kind of share a little bit about like how I view what she's up to, because she's doing some really cool shit. So what up, Natalia? Shout out to you. I appreciate you hitting me up and giving me these ideas and really just sharing your art. Like, I really appreciate it. Your art is really, really beautiful. It just shows, like, I love when people do art or photography in a way that, like, really shows their heart. You know, it's like their heart, their inner workings is like, yo, like, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. And I'm able to capture this and show you. I think that's so cool. And I feel like that's what her art does. When I clicked her website and I'm going through, I'm like, yo, this shit is tight. So just to plug her real quick, it's if you want to go check out her art, go to NJQ Quintero, that's NJQQUINTERO .wixsite.com, WIX site SITE.com, njqquintero.wixsite.com. And the reason I'm giving her a shout out on this is because I checked out her stuff and it's really dope. And I'm actually going to read a quote straight from her page on one of the excuse me, on one of the posts that she posted. And it's a picture. So if you haven't gone to her site, or go to her Instagram, at njq.quintero. That's at njq.quintero. You can check out some of her work or check out what I'm talking about if you want to like follow around in real time. So there's a picture, and this one speaks to me a lot because for one, it has to do with kind of, let me just read it to you. So it's basically like, I don't want to say rags, but like pieces of clothing and fabric and stuff. And and some of them are mangled, some of them are cleaner, some of them are like, and they're just all kind of hanging in a way that's like, I don't know how to describe this. Like, you're going to have to go look at it. But what it says on it is, our individual stories are made up of layers of experience. Your experience and your story is relevant. Share your story. And I was just like, yo, that's beautiful. So to me, that hits on hella different levels. Because for one, the photography like speaks for itself without the quote. And then the quote itself is also really powerful. And, you know, it's just a powerful image and quote put together. And something that's so cool is like, and then I see one of the hashtags that says sewing our story. To me, I'm going to tell you, dudes, if you know how to sew, that is some fucking sexy skills to females in my experience. I'm fortunate to know how to sew. My mom taught me when I was younger. I made my own snowboard bag. That was like the first thing that got me to want to start sewing. And I've fucking sewn all sorts of shit, dude. Like I'm not gonna say I'm like good, but like I know how. And to me, it's like, it's a dope skill. Like if ever buttons fall off your clothes, like all my last relationships, I've been the one to like repair buttons and zippers and rips and like hemming and all that sort of stuff. And it's kind of funny that I'm like, oh, this is funny. I know how to do this. You know, this is cool. So in that aspect, it hits me too. And you guys know I'm all about like going deep and being real and keeping it authentic and like diving deep into why we do shit and how and just kind of understanding and simplifying. I'm a man of simplification. You'll always catch me simplifying complex ideas and whatever, you know, maybe it's not complex. I feel like it is. But my point is that, so that leads me to, like I said, let me read this again. Our individual stories are made up of layers of experience. Your experiences and your story is relevant. Share your story.
Damn, dude.
Yo, that's hard. That's hella hard, dude. Like, I fuck with that tough. So what Natalia had messaged me was, yo, like, I would love to hear about transparency and being vulnerable with each other, and just to have a conversation about that and to talk about that and open that up. And she even described that what she was doing art that creates transparency, and vulnerability with each other. I'm like, yo, that's fucking beautiful, dude. Like that's tight. I think that's super tight. Cause for me, I'm all about like just sharing that love and being, you know, and connecting with each other. And it's like, to me, that's the dopest shit. There's nothing tighter. Yeah, I have resistance, this and that, and we all have bad days, whatever. But like, I think that's tight. Being able to be transparent and be vulnerable, and to be able to make art that creates that. Yo, that's fucking tight. So like, that just got me thinking. We're gonna jump deep into this, but like, it just kind of got me thinking. I was like, yo, if I told you you're loved, would you believe me? Like, really, let's answer this question like completely honestly. I want you to just like let go of whatever idea you have in your head. Let's take a deep breath. Let's just kind of like reset ourselves here. So, really, let me get my damn dude noise machine here. If I told you you're loved, would you believe me? If I told you you're loved, would you believe me?
If I told you you're loved, would you believe me?
If I told you you're loved, would you believe me? If I told you you love, would you believe me? If I told you you loved, would you believe me, partner? If I called you champ, or perhaps sport, would you believe me if I told you you're loved, champ, sport? What the fuck am I doing? And no, I promise you, I have order. This is all on purpose. No, but really, okay. If I told you you're loved, would you believe me? If I tatted it on my face, would you believe me? If I tattooed that I love you on my face, would you believe me that I loved you? I mean, that's some fucking dedication. And I did tattoo love all on my face. I got love all tattooed on my eyebrow. And yeah, it's a little weird, and a lot of people almost don't even see it once they get used to me or like my personality or whatever. And people are kind of like, you know, it fits you, your vibe, your swag. Like you're kind of like, you know, you're like this cool, chill, hippie-ish type of dude, creates peace, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, I think people understand it's still like, yo, you're not going to fuck with me type of shit, you know? And why am I saying all this is because for the sake of transparency. Dude, I know that like when we be transparent with each other, especially as men, that's when we become powerful. If you want to be a powerful man, we've got to learn to be transparent and vulnerable about things. Now, like, let's dive into this. Like, how can we like look at this from all different angles and views and kind of like weave in and out of a conversation that really like helps us use this rather than it just being like, okay, that was cool, I heard something, you know? Well, fuck, let's be transparent and vulnerable. For me, I have trouble with transparency and vulnerability when it comes to I would say like my love life. Yeah, you know, like I guess transparency where I'm like that and money. Those are like probably two things. Oh, and food. Now, you'll probably hear me or you've heard me talk about, you know, like my love life, money, or my relationship with food. Like I either go crazy, super healthy, or I switch to just eating super bad and this and that. That's a whole nother story. I mean, I can get into it. Maybe I will actually. Let me note that down just in case, if that actually makes sense to tie back in. So what I was saying is, like, dude, so transparency. So for me, I have trouble with transparency about my love life and finances. At the same time, I'll talk about it if you want to talk about it. I'm just not quick to be like vulnerable and transparent about it, I guess. I think I have this feeling of like, if I say that I don't have money, then that'll create this listening of me like I'm a person without money. And then it's not uncommon that I have no money and then all of a sudden I have a lot of money. So like, you know, it's interesting, like being an entrepreneur, working for I don't like that word entrepreneur that much. Like working for myself, it's interesting because it's like I have the ability to, you know, make a lot of money really quickly and in a fun way. But then at the same time, it's like there's times where I'm like making nothing. And it's like I see other people like, all right, let's just be real. Fuck it. Like, well, not fuck it. We've been keeping it real. Let's just dive deeper. Money. Where do I want to go with this? There's many ways we can take this. So I guess what I'm doing is being transparent, vulnerable about money. So I grew up without a lot of money. And I realized I have a weird relationship with it. Like I have this like not enough, like I'm not worthy of having a lot of money sort of thing about myself. So when I get a lot of money, I tend to just spend it, blow it, give it to people, or just use it for weird shit or treat people or things like that. And I'm like, okay, I got to get more responsible. So I have, I went from spending like several $1,000s on weed a month to not. It's like, shit, it's interesting. I'll spend money on weed here and there, but like, kind of derailing from my point, which was with money, I don't know. Like, I know secretly deep down I have this thing where I feel not good enough or not worthy or like I don't deserve a lot or something. So over these past couple of years, my mission has been, like, why I've been a little quiet as far as like a business person or entrepreneur or whatever, is that I've been kind of, since 2012, 2014, I've made it a mission to unlearn everything that I thought I knew about life, relationships, myself, people, all my understandings. Like, I want to unlearn and relearn all of it. And I want to stay in this continuous state of unlearning, relearning. So that way, when I hear anything, it's as if it's brand new to me. So I kind of unlearned all my feelings about money and my emotions about money and my care about it and how I relate to money. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, I don't need it. Fuck money. Like, I had this realization. I'll tell this story. This is a really cool fucking story, man. I just need to make sure I get back to the point after telling this story. So, money, and how I said fuck money, and the kind of crazy journey that I went on with money. So being an entrepreneur, I've always had that in my spirit. I'd have my little hustles, my businesses, this and that growing up. From fixing bikes, painting fences, washing cars, painting, mowing lawns, painting fences. I think I just said that. Whatever little hustle I could, selling candy bars. So at one point within my whole career of like working for myself, I'm like hella about money, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm making cheese, blah, blah, blah. I'm young as fuck. I'm making loot. Like, this is the shit, bro. I'm on my own schedule. Like, yo, like, life is fucking with me tough in a cool, real ass way. And so what happened was, okay, I'm jumping ahead a lot, but this is the story I was trying to tell. So my family and I had sold everything we owned and moved to Hawaii. And we did that to show our oldest son that you don't have to be old, rich, and retired to live in paradise or to live where you want to live. So we're like, yo, if you really want something bad enough, you can make it happen. Watch. We sold everything except our car and our motorcycle because we shipped that over there, and our bicycles, and then just we each had like a suitcase of stuff. And we're out there, and at one point I ran out of money. My car had not sold back home yet while we were living out there. And I started running out of money. I'm like, yo, like I applied at 7-Eleven. I couldn't even get a fucking call back. They were just like, sorry. And they would just started ignoring me. I'm like, wow, dude, like I couldn't even fucking, they're not even fucking with me at 7-Eleven. Like, fuck, dude, like what am I going to do? I was like, I'll do any position, dude. Like, I don't care. We need to eat. We can't be some bums out here. Like, we didn't come to just be bums on this island. Like, fuck, for one, that sucks, and two, like, that's disrespectful. So we weren't trying to do that. So I'm like, fuck, dude, like, how, like, what am I gonna do? So my homie had told me, yo, dude, like, if you can get enough money to buy some tools, I have some work for you out in, this I can't go into all the way. I'll tell you guys this story in a couple of years because, yeah, I can't tell it all the way. But what I will tell you is that he said he had some work for me if I can get some tools to go work out in the fields on the farm. I was like, all right, like, so I needed like roughly like 60, like $40 could have bought me really crappy tools I would have needed, and like 60 to $80 would have bought me like the really nice stuff that that my tools would have lasted. I wouldn't have had to rebuy them again. So what happens is, I need to make sure I don't run out of time here. So what happens is this dude, so we're at the beach all day. I have $12 left. $12 left. We had all eaten and we were getting gas, and I had to put my last $12 into the gas. And that was just enough gas to get where we were in North Shore. We lived in Kalihi at the time, like deep in the jungle, like literally all the way as far as you can go into Kalihi Valley is where we lived at the very end. So we had to get from North Shore to Kalihi, to deep in Kalihi Valley at the end of it, and then I had to get my son to school the next morning, and it was only enough gas to get to home, and then my son to school the next day. So I'm just like standing there. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna run out of gas on the way home. I have no more money coming in, And my truck back home was not selling. There's not even any fucking calls, nothing. And I know you might be thinking this is a miracle story about my car selling, but it's actually not. That's not, that wasn't the saving grace. So stay with me here. So what happens is I'm standing there and I see my ex at the time, or I was gonna say my girl, but currently my girl at the time. Her and our oldest son is in the car, and I've put my last $12 in the gas tank, and I'm standing there, and I close my eyes and I take a deep breath. I'm like, I just failed. I failed completely as a man, as a provider, as a dad, as a partner, as a businessman. I failed completely. I lived my whole life to be out on this island with fucking nothing left and a kid to feed, my girl to feed. Like, yo, I fucking failed. I'm standing there and like my eyes start tearing up. I took a deep breath. As I took that deep breath, I blew out all the bad energy and I inhaled some fresh ass island air. And then all of a sudden, like, I had this little conversation with this higher self, or my higher self, or my spirit guide, or the little voice in my head, whatever. And it went, do you need money right now? Do you need the money to get home? And I'm like, no, I have a home. I can get there. Then it asked me, do you need food? Do you have food? Do you need food? Do you need money for food right now? And I'm like, I don't need money for food. We all just ate. And it said, so then what are you worrying about? There's nothing to trip about then. It sounds like you're good. And I'm like, wow, I guess I am good. We're all okay. Like, wow. I close my eyes and I'm just kind of like, okay, we're okay for now. Right now, we're okay. That was hard to accept. So I stand there, I take another deep breath. I'm kind of just like, I can't go face my girl and my kid at the time, because I'm just like, fuck, dude. I felt so shameful. I close my eyes and fucking this guy pulls up on a motorcycle, on a supermoto. And I happen to have a supermoto. And so like, I look and I don't know why, just because I had this clarity, I looked over, I was like, hey, nice bike, man. He's like, thank you, bro. He's got a helmet on and, all the gear, and he just pulls up next to the gas pump next to us. And then he walks up to me and he's like, what's up, bro? I was like, what's up? And he's like, he looked at me. He's like, hold on, you stay here. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, what the fuck? So he runs inside the 7-Eleven or gas station, wherever we're at. I think we're at 7-Eleven. And he comes running out. And this is the middle of the night, keep in mind. It's probably like 11:30 at night. And so there's like nobody out. And it's like the middle of the week up in Haleiwa. And I'm just like, damn, like, I'm kind of like feeling a little weird, because I'm standing out there like, what's this guy doing, So he comes back out, and then my girl at the time is like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. Something this guy told me to wait, and something, I feel like I don't know. I'm gonna just see what he wants. She's like, weird. Like, is everything cool? I'm like, yeah. It's chill. It's nothing like hostile or anything. So like, okay. So dude comes running out. He's like, what's your name? And I tell him, I was like, yeah, what's up, I'm Calvin, blah, blah. And he's like, he just looks me in the eye and kind of squints. And he fucking shakes my hand with a wad of cash and fucking hands me this wad of cash. He's holding my hand tight and he looks at me in the eye and he's like, you are a good person and Jesus loves you. I was like, what? What? And he just fucking he was like, Jesus loves you. He hops on his motorcycle. He looks at me, shouts it at me. Jesus loves you. And then he fucking takes off. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Damn, dude.
Like, what? Dude, this fool hands me a wad of cash. It's enough money to go buy my tools, start work the next day, take my kid to and from school, feed the family the next day until I can work enough days to be able to start earning the money. And voila. And it just so happened, my homie was like, yo, I could pay you in cash or weed. Like, it just depends on what I have more of at the time. And I was like, that's cool with me. But I mean, like, I need some money because my family got to eat. You know, I might have to resell his weed or something. I didn't have to, but he happened to give me cash. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Miracles are fucking real. So what I took from that was like, yo, it's not even about money. I was like, the world will not, it just won't let me die. The world won't let any of us die until it's our time. Like, the universe doesn't make mistakes, man. Like, whatever you believe in or don't believe in, like, yo, there's a universe and there's some fucking shit that happens that, like, we're all still here. And no matter how bad of a situation you've been in, you're still here and you've still made it through. Or if you're in a bad position, you're still going to make it through. Unless it was absolutely your time to die, you're not going to die. Straight up. So after that, it made it really hard to care about money because I was just kind of like, I'm going to just do what I got to do and just be present and I ain't tripping. You know, so within that, I just stopped caring about money, which is weird. And there is an example of me being transparent and vulnerable about how I relate to money. So I stopped caring about money for so long. And even I've had a son. My son is 2. And I've been pretty much BD, like my old homie used to say, broke dick. Like, I mean, it's just some, whatever. If you don't get that, I'm sorry. It's just, it means you fucking broke and you got no money or not very much of it. So, yeah, I've been broke as fuck since my son's born. And like, yeah, I'll have random bursts of money here and there. But like, it's just, I've been struggling and it's like, yo, man, I have to keep investing in myself or not. And I have to just keep doing that. So, on that note, we're going to keep going deeper and deeper on this transparency and vulnerability thing because this is some fucking fire. So we're going to take a quick break real quick. We'll be right back.
Damn, dude.